Hey guys, welcome to our morning blend. I'm Paige Renee, and let's get started. Make your way to your back. And as you settle in, just keep your legs however you're most comfortable for this first portion of our practice. Perhaps allow the legs to be long with the feet wide. If it feels nice and you have pretty open hips, you can butterfly the legs, soles of the feet come together. Or if you have any low back discomfort, I'll suggest that you keep your feet on the mat, knees bent. Take your feet as wide as the mat, and then allow the knees to fall inwards towards each other. Hands are either resting by the hips, palms face up towards the ceiling so the shoulders can melt down the back, or if you prefer, left hand on your heart and right hand on your belly. Better beginning to reconnect with your breath in this moment. Closing the eyes, beginning to withdraw from external distractions as you refocus all of your attention inwardly, coming back to your breath in this moment. And first, just observing your natural unaltered breath. Taking notice of the air as it passes through your nose, fills the body up, and then moves back out as we begin to inhale and exhale slowly. And as you begin to slow the breath, calming the body and the mind, perhaps setting a personal intention for our practice today, whatever that might be for you. Perhaps your practice is a journey inward or a search for stillness. It may be one of self-compassion or one of gratitude. Or perhaps your interests are solely physical this morning and you're here rehabbing an old injury or just looking to build some strength and flexibility, and know that that's all right as well. And let's take a deep breath in through our nose to seal that intention and sigh out the mouth to set it free. And let's take 2 more cleansing breaths just like that, breathing in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. One more time, deep breath in, and a long breath out. Keeping the eyes closed and hugging your knees into the chest, wrapping your arms around your shins and softly rocking side to side, massaging the back and decompressing your spine, realigning the vertebrae with the one above and the one beneath so we can start from a more neutral place. And take your time here. Rock side to side as long as you need to. As you're ready, make your way back towards a neutral spine. We'll keep the right knee hugging into the body and take the left leg long out in front of us to rest on the mat. Interlacing your fingers around your right shin, hug the knee towards the armpit, take it off the chest and over to the right, deepening the stretch throughout our hips. Pointing and flexing the feet or making small circles with the ankles, warming and hydrating the joints. And we'll keep that right knee hugging in, release your grip. Left hand outside the right knee, inhale. And as you exhale, guide your right knee across your chest and over to the left. So we're taking a twist. Allow that right arm to extend in a half T position, palm faces up towards the ceiling. You can look towards your right fingertips, including your neck into the twist, or just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Know if it's ever a choice between getting your right shoulder or your right knee to touch the floor, let's always choose the shoulder, allowing gravity as well as time to assist us the rest of the way. Inhale, return to a flat back and take your right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers behind your thigh or your calf and gently draw the leg towards your face and flex both of your feet. Maybe even bring your nose up to meet your knee as you round into your upper back, intensifying the stretch. Don't hold your breath. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Exhale, release the right leg and hug the left knee in. Interlace the fingers around your shin and take the knee towards the armpit, off the chest and over to the left. Pointing and flexing the feet or making those small circles with the ankles, promoting the production of synovial fluid within our joints, deepening our range of motion. We'll keep that left knee hugging in, release your grip. Right hand outside the left knee, inhale. Exhale, guide your knee across your chest and over to the right, so we're twisting in the opposite way. Now the left arm extends, palm faces up. You can look towards your fingertips or close your eyes. Allow both shoulders to fall heavy towards the floor. The chest begins to open as your collarbones expand. Inhale, return to a flat back. Left leg straight up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers behind your thigh or your calf. Draw the leg towards your face and flex your feet. Again, you have the option to take your nose up to meet your knee, rounding into your upper back. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Exhale, releasing, bending your knees and planting your feet. Ankles underneath your knees, feet are hip-width distance apart. Walk your heels towards your sits bones and hands rest by your sides, palms face down to start. Inhale, lift your hips up into bridge. Reach your arms up and overhead, back behind you, palms face up. Exhale, hands and hips back down. Inhale, lift the hips, arms extend up and overhead. Exhale, everything back down. Now close your eyes and continue on. Inhaling up, big belly stretch. And exhaling down. Knowing that yoga means to yoke or to union, we're taking this as an opportunity to establish a breath-body connection and really focusing on keeping that alive as much as possible throughout the rest of our time together. So every movement, every action has an inhale or an exhale attached. Go ahead and make this your last round, inhaling up and exhaling down. Hug the knees into your chest, grab the backs of your thighs and rock front to back a few times first before you rock all the way up to seated. So take your time, enjoy this full back massage, and as you're ready, rock up to Sukhasana, the nice easy seated pose. Let the sits bones ground as you sit up nice and tall. And we're gonna move through a few rounds of seated cow and cat. As you inhale, draw the belly and chest forward, look up, open up the throat. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, draw the heart forward and up. Exhale, around your spine, lean way back. One more time, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral. Rolling over the shins into tabletop, hands and knees, moving mindfully. Starting with the wrist creases underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide, knees below the hips. And we're just gonna draw little circles with our back on the ceiling, moving in one direction first a few times. And then take a moment, switch directions. Still moving mindfully now, just in the opposite way. Making your way back towards a neutral tabletop. We're gonna walk our hands slightly forward, curl our toes under. Exhale, hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg floats up high. And exhale, step your right foot forward. Gently drop your left knee and uncurl your toes. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hips press forward and low. Inhale, lift your heart, reach high, relax the shoulders and spread the fingers. Take a few moments here to challenge your balance, looking up towards the ceiling or closing your eyes. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, exhale, hands come down to frame your foot. Straighten into the right leg as you shift the hips back, half splits. Flex the right foot, toes point back at you. Square the hips off to the front of the mat. And as you're ready, folding forward, head hangs heavy, the neck relaxes. Keep that right foot flexed for a much more effective stretch. Inhale, lift your heart. Left hand down underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, right arm reaches. So anytime we twist, we bring length to our spine. So we first lengthen, warm the spine in preparation for our back bends. One more deep breath to reach. Exhale, right hand down. We're gonna bend into our right knee and plant our right foot. Come onto the ball of your back foot, back knee lifts, high lunge. Moving through a few rounds of cat-cow in our lunge. So inhale, belly low, heart forward. Exhale, round the spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, drop the belly, heart reaches. Exhale, around the spine. One more time. Inhale, cow, drop the belly. Exhale, cat, round the spine. Inhale, neutral. Let's step it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg floats up high. Exhale, left foot forward. Gently drop the right knee and uncurl your toes. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hips press forward and low. Inhale, lift your heart, reach high. Relax the shoulders and spread your fingers. A few deep breaths to challenge your balance, looking up or closing your eyes. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to frame your foot. Straighten into the left leg and shift the hips back, half splits. Flex your foot, square your hips. And as you're ready, folding forward, take a few deep breaths. Do what you can to keep your hips square to the front of the mat. So keep drawing that left hip back, right hip forward. With an inhale, lift your chest. Right hand down underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, left arm reaches as we open into our twist on the second side. Be present enough with yourself in this moment to notice if one side was a little bit more open than the other. Again, really focus on keeping your hips square to the front of the mat. Keep drawing that left hip back, right hip forward. Maybe looking up towards the left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down. Bending into the front knee and planting the front foot. We're going to step it back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, softly drop the knees into tabletop. Uncurling the toes, and we're going to make our way to a kneeling position. You want to make sure that the hips, or rather the knees, are hip width distance apart. And we're going to place our hands in the small of our back, fingers point up towards the ceiling, hugging, squeezing the elbows together. And keep in mind that a back bend does not come from bending straight back, but rather lifting the heart as high as you can. So as we prepare for Ustrasana, camel pose, begin to lift your chest. And then very gently begin to press the hips just slightly past the knees. Maybe you curl the toes under here. And one hand at a time reaches for your heels. Keep lifting the heart, energy moving up, hips pressing forward. If you're here and feel like you still have a little bit more to give, maybe uncurl those toes once more. Bringing your hands a little closer to the earth, deepening the back bend. Try not to just throw your head straight back, but rather look up to where the wall meets the ceiling, and we'll take 2 more breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, let's place our hands back into the small of our back. And very slowly and mindfully make our way back towards a neutral spine. We're going to take a seat on our heels with our knees touching and our heels touching. And we're going to prepare for rabbit pose. You're going to interlace your fingers together behind your low back. You're going to bring your nose in between your knees and your forehead to rest on the earth as close to your knees as you can manage. With an inhale, you'll lift your hips and extend your fist far from the body, breathing into the low and mid back. And we'll take 3 deep breaths there. As you exhale, hips towards the heels, and inhale, slowly curl yourself back up. We're going to lean off to one side and swing those legs out in front of us from underneath us. Removing that fleshy part of the seat out from underneath you, grinding the sits bones and flexing the feet, sit up tall. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, leading with your heart. Nice long flat back all the way down. With an inhale, let's take a halfway lift, create some space. Exhale, fold a little further, using the space you created with the inhale, and taking 2 more deep breaths here. One more breath. And inhale, slowly rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. We're going to place our hands behind us, fingers point back towards ourselves, point all 10 toes, and as you inhale, press the earth away as you lift the hips, reverse plank. Now drop your head, look back behind you, stick your tongue out and take an energizing exhale. Exhale, drop your hips. So we're going to pick up the hips now and scoot them towards the front of the mat, bending our knees and planting our feet. Arms extend out in front of you and palms face each other. Close your eyes, and with control, exhale, roll yourself down 1 vertebrae at a time. as slowly as you can down towards the floor so your head is the last to touch. As you're down, take a moment to hug your knees into your chest and thank yourself for taking this time out of your busy life to honor your body and take care of your needs today. Let's round our forehead up towards our knees and take one breath. And slowly releasing, feet on the earth, ankles underneath the knees. Again, walk those heels towards the sits bones. Inhale, lift your hips back into bridge, but this time interlace the fingers together behind your low back, make a fist, and reach your fist towards your heels as you walk the shoulder blades together underneath you. Both feet firmly press into the earth as you lift the hips high, stretching out the belly, massaging the organs, aiding in digestion. Knees hug in towards each other, inner thighs engage. 2 more breaths. And with an exhale, slowly lower down. Take a breath or two. We're going to take 2 more back bends. This time, bring the feet and the knees to touch. Hands by your hips. Palms press into the earth as you inhale, lift the hips. And this time, we're going to extend that right leg about 45 degrees out in front of us. Actively press through the heels, spread the toes. Keep hugging the thighs together. Shoulders, palms press the earth away. 1 more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, right foot down. Inhale, left leg long. So press to the heel. Spread those toes. Thighs hug. Palms and shoulders press the earth away. Inhale. Exhale, left foot down and softly release the hips and take a few deep breaths. So for this third one, if you needed to take a break, honor that and do so. Maybe take a 3rd round of bridge pose and build flexibility, or if you want to challenge yourself and play around with full wheel pose, you're going to place your hands behind your shoulders so the fingers point back towards yourself and elbows point straight up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, press the earth away, lift the hips and heart high, coming into Urdhva Dhanurasana, the full wheel pose. Now don't hold your breath as you lift up. Breathing in. Breathing out. 2 more deep breaths if you can. Keep drawing your heart forward in between the space of your arms, maybe straightening into the legs. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin and slowly lower down. Counter pose, knees into the chest, forehead up to meet the knees. 1 deep breath. And exhale, releasing. Keep the knees hugging in, but open the knees wide. Soles of the feet come together. Grab the outside of your feet with your hands if you can, and gently pull your heels towards your groin in this butterfly position. Let the knees actively open away from the body. Shoulders fall heavy towards the floor. And the back of your head softly rests against the mat. Inhale, open, happy baby pose. So the knees are wider than your chest, and the soles of the feet face the ceiling. Now maybe you stay perfectly still here, drawing both knees and your tailbone towards the earth. And notice that when you press your tailbone into the earth, the low back lifts, creating that natural arch. You can rock side to side, gently releasing 1 knee down to the floor at a time. Maybe you take 1 leg straight as you bend into the other, or 2 straight legs, splits on the ceiling. Take 3 more deep breaths here, an opportunity to be playful and creative with your practice. Making your way back towards a neutral happy baby. Take the knees into the chest, and as you're ready, extend long out in front of you to rest on the mat. Now taking as much time in Shavasana as you need, so if you need to pause the video, this would be a good time to do so. Allowing the legs to be long, and the feet to be wide. The toes to fall out as the heels fall in. Palms face up towards the ceiling as they rest by your hips. Shoulders melt down the back as you softly close the eyes. Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. As you're ready to exit, please take as much time as you need here. You'll wiggle your fingers and your toes as you breathe life back into your body. Extending your arms overhead. And making your way into a fetal position on one side or the other. As you're ready, move slowly. And then without rushing, using the strength of your arms to softly press yourself back up to seated. Keep the eyes closed as much as possible. Back in Sukhasana, our nice easy seated pose. Let the sits bones ground. Cross the legs as you lengthen the spine, sit up tall. Float your hands up to heart center. Anjali Mudra per pose. And gently bow your chin towards your chest, honoring yourself as well as this practice. There is a place inside of all of us where the entire universe dwells. This place is of love, light, truth, and peace. And when you are in this place in you, and I am in this place in me, we are one. Bring your thumbs to heart center for actions of peace. Bring your thumbs to touch your lips for words only of truth. And bring your thumbs to rest at your third eye for thoughts of happiness. May you be filled with peace, truth, and everlasting happiness. And just remember that this practice is not about being good at the poses. It's about being good to yourself. Thank you all so much for doing an important piece of the puzzle of living well that we call yoga. Namaste.